Welcome to Taylor Training YouTube channel. I'm Coach Taylor. You are tuned into our 9-part foundational series where we show you how we build the base of our clients. Are you ready to join the Taylor Training Elite? Again, I'm Coach Taylor. This is our first step in our 9-part foundational series, and that is the assessment. So we want to find out what areas that we have opportunity to get better in and that we need to get better in order for our clients to reach their goals or reach their maximum, or be in a space where they can reach their maximum fitness possibilities, where they feel comfortable. So our assessment varies based on a conversation that I have with the client. This is the generic version. For my athletes, it may be a little bit more detailed. It may be a lot more geared toward their conditioning, change of direction, speed, agility, balance. All of that is with the range of motion. All of that is within this, the general assessment. But what I have my athletes do that do sport is a little bit different. Okay, so this is the general idea that I take my clients through. So the first one is the dead bug series. Now, if you've ever trained with me or ever met with me and you want to start somewhere, I swear by the dead bug. So it's a great way to engage the core, not just the abs, the entire core, where you're in a supported position. So you're lying on your back. So it's the reverse, an upside down table or flipped over table top position is what position you'll be in. The first one, and what I'm looking for in this movement is shoulder. How does the shoulder move? So a lot of people's shoulder, like our shoulder's supposed to go back nice and smooth like this. Some people's go out to the side, some people's go out directly to the side, and they have a bit of range of motion issues. So with the range of motion, there may be either mobility or a stability issue with the shoulder and scap. And then it also allows me to see the hips. How is the hips moving? Is there any restriction within the hips? Do they feel any pain in their back? Are they able to keep their lower back engaged to the floor? So dead bug series is number one. Number two is the quadruped rotation. So this helps with, again, you get shoulder stability while you get torso rotation. Okay, so you get torso stability. You have hip stability to where you can see how the torso is rotating in space, because again, you're in the quadruped position, so you're on all fours. Quadruped rocks. Now what I really like using this one for is because it it is very similar to a squat. So it's, in my opinion, it's a kneeling squat. So if we were to change the angle, you would be in a squatting position. So again, this is a quadruped rock. So you're on all fours. It's similar to, if you've ever seen it, is a Mike Tyson push-up. So so yeah, go check out Mike Tyson push-ups. Those are brutal. But the quadruped rock, what I look for is toes. So toe flexion, are they able to keep their toes under them? Ankles, ankle mobility, ankle stability. How far knee, if there's any knee or hip tightness, about how far back can they get their butt tops to their heels. And then again, core, it's a lot of core, and then shoulder stability, and then also what position would their body be in if they were to do a push-up. Okay, so that is number 3. That's assessment movement number 3. Number 4 is a step over. All right, so it says hip hinging, not hip hinging, but hip adduction and abduction. So we'll have the client face forward, and keeping the body facing forward, we want to swing the hip out to the side and step over a bar that is about shin height. Sometimes it may be a little higher, sometimes it may be a little lower, depending on what area we have available. But swinging the knee, the hip over as if it is a open and closed gate. So balance is huge. Balance through movement, through motion, hip flexibility, hip range of motion are the main key things that I look for when I have my client perform that movement. Knee to heel lunge. So typically when you do a lunge, you step out a little further than the knee to heel lunge. So knee to heel is literally the distance between your ankle and your knee, or your ankle and your shin. I believe if you were to measure that space, you should be able to make a line, and when you perform that knee to heel lunge, your back heel should be at the top and your toe box should be at the back of that line, and your knee should be able to touch the heel of your foot. Again, that I look for, this is core, a lot of back. So people with a weaker core or a strong core, strong abs, let me get correct, strong abs, strong abdominals, they tend to lean forward, whereas the back muscles are a little weaker. So I know that we need to strengthen the back, the erectors. Again, hip range of motion, knee, so the ankle, knee, and hip alignment. Some people feel comfortable having their feet right in alignment, some people don't. What else? Ankle, again, ankle range of motion, ankle range of motion, ankle flexibility. Are you able to keep your front heel flat? A lot of people like raising onto their toes to be able to complete or accomplish the knee to heel lunge. Okay, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is assessment movement number 5. Number 6 is a wall sit. Now this is a muscular endurance of the quads. Muscular endurance of the quads solo. I only try to get the client to accomplish up to 60 seconds or a minute. If they hit a minute, I stop the time. They no longer have to go. I feel like a minute is a great indicator of their conditioning or baseline conditioning level for the quads. And then again, if they have any pain in their knees while doing that, then I know we may have some work that we need to do within the hips themselves. And then how low can they go? Because if they're not able to go at that 90-degree angle or lower, then I know we may need to work on their hamstring strength. Push-ups, number 7, push-ups. So the push-up test, again, is upper body conditioning. They have 60 seconds to complete as many push-ups as they can. Now what I like to do is I have every client, even though they tell me I cannot do a regular push-up, I have them attempt it anyway. Okay, 60 seconds. If 60 seconds goes by and they have not completed one push-up, then I'll allow them to go modified, but I will take note of of it being a modified push-up. Again, 60 seconds to do that, many reps as possible. And then if they are not able to do a modified push-up correctly, where the torso is nice and flat, or that if they're in a pike position or they're in a sway-in or curve back position, I cut the test immediately. Your reps don't count. Or sometimes I may let them go through just to kind of get them pumped up, and then I'll let them know at the end, because I'm not trying to give them any coaching while doing this assessment. I want to see what they can do. Then sit-ups. Sit-ups is number 8, number 9. So sit-ups, again, core conditioning, but when you do a sit-up, you really have to engage your hamstrings, pressing your feet into the floor in order for you to be able to get your elbows to your thighs. So again, if they're not able to do a sit-up, a full sit-up, then I know we need to work on not just abdominal strength, but maybe some hamstring strength as well. And maybe some spinal flexibility. And then finally, cardiovascular endurance. So cardiovascular endurance is a talk test. The max time that I have allotted is between 12 to 15 minutes. It depends on the client. So every 3 minutes, increase the speed. The incline is at a 2% grade the entire time. Is it 2%? Yeah, 2% grade the entire time, because again, research shows that a 2% grade on a treadmill accounts for the different deviations that we may encounter throughout the day when we're walking. So 2% grade the entire time, every 3 minutes, increasing the speed to at least about 1 mile per hour. The first 3 minutes is started at a 2.5. So they're a nice walking pace, and then 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, and seeing how long they can sustain. And so asking them a talk test. So asking them questions as they go throughout the training, and I let them select what cardio piece they want to use. Now, typically, if I was in a different exercise fitness setting, then we're going to go to the treadmill. But since I don't have the exact equipment, I'll allow for the treadmill, elliptical, and we have the assault bike, fan bike, or the assault bike, or the regular bike, spin bike. So those 4 pieces of cardiovascular equipment is what I use. So yeah, and then I ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, how do they feel? 1 being that, they're walking on clouds. 10 being like they about to drop dead in the middle of summer, no water, they in the desert, they just they can't go on. They crawling to their demise. So again, the client stops it at any point in time before, if they feel like they cannot reach the 12 to 15 minute marker that is set for the cardiovascular talk test. So yeah, that is our tailored training foundational assessment. If you have any questions about the assessment, please feel free. Please feel free to reach out. I was gonna say, don't hesitate to reach out. You can email us at tailoredtrainingllc@gmail.com, or you can check out the website tailoredtrainingcoaching.com, and it'll have the contact information, or feel free to give us a call at 502-276-6321. All right, again, I'm Coach Taylor, and this has been a Tailored Training Foundational Series, Part 1. Have a blessed one, y'all.